The year is 1999. You've got oversized cargo shorts, a Wu-Tang jersey, and a wallet chain. Why do you have a wallet chain? Fuck is wrong with you? And you want to try a sci-fi style racer, but you only have one of these. Well, you had a few options. Let's try Wipeout. We have anti-gravity cars with weapons, but the symbols used for the items are vague at best. Controlling the vehicle feels a bit stiff, but it works. And visually it doesn't look great, and the music is dull and repetitive. San Francisco Rush 2049. It's not quite sci-fi, but you got a rocket car, so that's close enough. You can customize your car to change its stats, put on bigger wings, which make the car glide. I can roll using them, but every time I'm going to end up crashing. The track design is awful. There are too many roads that lead nowhere, and the shortcuts really aren't shortcuts at all. You get collectibles that say collected after you reset the race. So, you're supposed to do this? Scour the level for tokens while getting lapped? That's intended gameplay. Calling this poorly designed is an understatement. Enter my name? Alright. Aero gauge. You can fly, there are booster pads on the floor, but why am I going so slow compared to everyone else? How to drift boost. Hold Z and A. Turn left and right. After your ship is 45 degrees, release Z and A. Quickly hold A again. What? Oh wow, that actually worked. But why is boosting this hard? Well, it turns out I don't need to tilt both ways, but still, it's a boosting mechanic, it's convoluted, but I guess it works. Why is drift boosting a mechanic in any racing game? It doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna improve my speed by turning, spinning my wheels and almost losing control of my car, which will make me move faster once I start driving straight again. Yeah. Great. Star Wars Episode 1 Pod Racer. Controls feel good, boosting is satisfying and has clear consequences if it's abused. The repair mechanic slows you down, which makes sense, and the sound design is solid. And Watto.
Lots of junk! Outlanders, they come here, how do they find me? They come here, they mess up my store. Hey!
Yeah, this guy's great. Extreme G. Yeah, I guess I'll play Extreme mode then.
This is an extreme hack and slash title.
You control futuristic motorbikes. You start with a gun that feels like it does nothing. You get 3 boosters that make you go way too fast. There are some usable items in the track that look ridiculous. You hold left and right to understeer, and if you hold R, you oversteer. Great. Yeah, these games are fucking terrible.
Chat, gata do alja, mit wanna no pata.
Yeah, okay, that Star Wars one is pretty good. But none of them hold a candle to F-Zero X. F-Zero is a dead franchise at this point. Its biggest claim to fame is that you can play as that Falcon guy in Smash. They made a sequel to F-Zero X on the GameCube and a few Game Boy Advance games. The last time an F-Zero game came out was F-Zero Climax, in 2004. On the GBA. Only in Japan. That's right, fuck off Europe. The entire PAL region can just eat shit. F-Zero X is the sequel to the Super Nintendo game, F-Zero. It's a sci-fi racing game where you race against 29
other guys.
29 of the other 29 spineless cockroaches and take all the money.
other racers in anti-gravity machines to win trophies and prize money. There are a few reasons why this game stands out. For starters, it doesn't feel like complete shit to play. When you put the cartridge in and turn on the console, here's the very first thing you hear. We're not even 1 second into the game, and the tone's already established. I think we're going to be going pretty fast. The soundtrack is immaculate. Nothing says speed up like some guy shredding. In GP mode, there are 4 levels of difficulty. Novice, Standard, Expert, and Master. Novice is a cakewalk. Standard puts up a bit of a fight. Expert demands skill. And once you beat them all, you get Master, which is brutal. You'd be lucky to overtake 10 races in 1 lap. Starting off, you have 3 cups to complete. Jack, Queen, and King. You can unlock Joker and X-Cup once you have enough trophies. Before the race begins, you pick your pilot and their machine. There are 30 machines, and their pilots are a wide range of 90s weirdos. Heroes, villains, doppelgangers, undead, old, young, aquatic, symbiotic, prehistoric, animal, mineral, or vegetable. Each machine has 3 stats: body, boost, and grip. Body determines your defense, and usually coincides with your machine's weight. Boost refers to the power of your machine's booster, and grip determines how sharp you can turn without sliding. Then you pick how your acceleration and max speed balance, and you're ready. The first lap of the race lets you scout the course. There are pads that give you a free boost. You might run into ice patches that hinder your machine's grip. Dirt will dramatically slow down your machine. Landmines that do damage to your machine and cause it to hop. Jump pads that launch you and increase your speed. Sections of the track that will convert into pipes, half pipes, tubes, and inverts. The second lap is where things get real. You get boost power. Which will kill you if you don't use it properly. Your energy bar on the top right determines how many times you can boost, but it's also your life bar. You're literally destroying your machine to move faster, which is brilliant, because there's a very clear risk-reward system at work. Boosting affects how you interact with the level. Certain inclines or drops react differently depending on how fast you approach them. You can recharge your energy with the power pads, which are usually located at the end of a course. Or you can try destroying the other machines for a tiny increase in energy. Double tapping R or Z will activate the dash. Your machine will make a noise and cover itself in a red barrier. The dash has 3 very important functions. The first is to destroy. Someone blocking the way? Kill him. Your rival has more points than you? Kill him. Getting kills is vital in GP mode, especially on Expert or Master, because 5 kills grants an extra life, which is essentially a free restart on death. Killing another racer will also stop them from getting points, which makes the harder levels on Master difficulty more manageable. Sure, you can race honorably, or you could be a real piece of shit and try and kill your rival 2 seconds into the race. The second use for the dash is to take quick sharp turns at high speed. The third use for the dash is to reset your grip, which is more of a secondary effect of the dash. At high speed, certain corners become impossible to take without losing momentum, which is mitigated somewhat by dashing. At the end of the race, points are divided amongst all the racers who survived the circuit, and whoever has the most points wins the cup. The game gives you perfect feedback for your actions. Nothing is ambiguous. Low energy, you're going to hear the alarm. Try to make a sharp turn in high speed, your machine will make that horrible scraping noise. Do you have boost power? Yeah, you know, I think I do. Incredible sound design and visual cues communicate what the player is doing wrong and right. It's visceral. The game runs at 60 frames per second, which might as well be sorcery coming out of this thing. Granted, some of the background textures look like shit, but that doesn't really matter since you're driving over 1,000 kilometers an hour. If you're insane, there's a glitch called drifting, which involves picking Blood Falcon and changing the settings to full acceleration, which makes the machine accelerate beyond 2,000 Ks. I don't have any footage of that because I'm not a psycho. Besides GP mode, there's also Death Race, which is a time trial to test how fast you can destroy the other 29
Oh, yes.
machines. It's good practice for GP mode. There's also Time Attack, where you race solo and try and improve your best times. Honestly, it's a bit dull racing against yourself. The selling point of this mode is to race against the ghost of one of the staff members, whom I guarantee will kick the shit out of you. There isn't much of a story for this game. You race against 29 other racers in F-Zero for trophies and prize money. You get glimpses into the characters and their feuds by getting a trophy, usually a vague win quote and a shitty firework of their face. Win quotes are the same for all races with the exception of Captain Falcon, who has a special ending for Master Mode, but that's the only one. I now retire, undefeated champion. What? I now retire undefeated champion? Don't you mean I now retire an undefeated champion? Or you retire as the undefeated champion? Fine, yes Falcon, you are undefeated champion. The only other unlockable is the title screen changing. Beating Expert gives you a comic book panel, and beating Master Mode shows Captain Falcon's machine, the Blue Falcon, with a section of the machine transparent. There's also the F-Zero expansion for the N64 disk drive, an add-on that attaches to the bottom of the 64, but I don't have 7,500 to spare for an add-on that has 2 games. I got it working on an emulator, but it's unstable, and only in Japanese. It's got 2 new cups with some pretty difficult tracks, which are a bit more outlandish with the gimmicks. There are also new songs, a machine editor, a track creator, but since I can't read Japanese, I couldn't get much out of it. The new features are nice, but unless you have a foot fetish, or you really need to hear a legally distinct version of Master of Puppets, then I don't think it's worth $7.5 grand. Despite being an old 64 game, I think it still holds up. I've tried the modern Wipeout games and bounced right off them. Nothing really feels or controls like this game does. Not even its sequel, which I played a long time ago, and I thought it was pretty good. If I grew up with a GameCube, then this video probably would have been about that game. It depicts the characters in a flamboyant kind of way. Jesus Christ, are they doing a double dump? I tried emulating the game, but 5 frames a second is way too slow, even for me. One day I'll buy a GameCube, because it has a handle. Can we bring back F-Zero? Nintendo? Can we do that? Please?